I'm Vince Ciurca, your man on the music scene for Tampa Bay Music News. Tonight, we're here at the Mahaffey Theater in downtown St. Petersburg to talk to one of the hottest bands on the planet. This band has 7 #1 singles and 23 top 10 hits. They were formed in 1995 and have been packing venues ever since. Hang tight and I'll be right back with Godsmack.
All right, I'm here with Shannon Larkin, a drummer for Godsmack. Indisputably, one of the best drummers in the world.
Oh,
Shannon, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. We really appreciate it, and welcome to Tampa. You've been out on the Vibez tour since February. How's that been going?
it's been amazing. It's a completely different set list, completely different vibe, and it's trippy and magical.
Right? I love it. So, the new album, Lighten Up the Sky, how is that, how would you say that's different from your past work?
Well, I think it embodies pretty much, this is a long band for years, 25 years. I've been in them 21.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we came to the idea happened and then the realization between the four of us after discussing, we don't really need to make any more records at this point. But the realization that we've been around for so long and had so many of these, active rock radio hits for us, we were like, wow, man, we can't even play in one set all of our songs.
Right, too many hits.
Yeah, which is a great, I guess, issue to have. But, and the realization that also that we are a live band. We've always kind of molded our whole career over live shows, and the records were kind of an afterthought to give us something to for the creation part's fun, coming out, but it wasn't really a lot of fun for us to make records because, now you feel like you're trying to, make other people happy or whatever, and as musicians for so long, we wanted to make, music that made us happy, made us feel good. And so, we kind of made that decision, and then of course that's always the question, why last record and all. So that's the answer and that's the truth. It wasn't about, trying to break the band up or something or quit. It was about, just being able to go out and finally kind of reap the rewards that we feel we've sowed over these last 20
So this is it. Lighting Up the Sky is it as far as new records being put out.
That's it. And well, for now, I mean, you never say never in this business,
Yep.
and we don't want to, like announce some final thing and then come back 2 years later, because then our fans go, what, why? So we've been very open about, well, it's probably our last record, and we've been very open about it, but we will continue to tour. This band will continue to tour.
Okay, good. We're
and
glad to
play
hear
shows.
That. So where would you say the inspiration comes from in writing these Godsmack songs?
Well, most of it's Sully.
Yeah.
And he writes all the lyrics. And, when I came into this band, I've been a lyricist. My big influence was Neil Peart, and he wrote most of Rush's lyrics. And so I always, from a kid, wanted to write lyrics and always written lyrics. Well, when I joined this band, Sully's like, yeah, dude, I write the lyrics, and that's cool.
Yeah.
And so as a result, he's not a metaphorical lyricist. He's great at being able to portray his emotion in a song, and it's always real. It's not a story about someone else getting their heart broken or whatever. It's him.
It's him.
And so therefore, when he sings these words, they're powerful, and I think it touches people, and that's why this band's been successful, I feel, at radio, because his lyrics are real. And as far as Lighting Up the Sky, I talk in circles sometimes, but that last record, I feel, encompasses all of our different tones throughout the whole 21 years I've been in the band, from Faceless on. And as a band, we all write music. Yeah. And so we're all together in the rooms and riffs come up. And then, but the lyrical content is Sully.
Gotcha.
And he crafted a really cool record, I felt, after reading the lyrics and hearing the sequencing, which is very important when you're making records. Record to be a record. You're not writing singles, as you write. We're looking at what the body of work's going to look like at the end, so that, you know, it has valleys, mountains, and peaks and valleys, so that it takes the listener on some kind of journey. And that's what all the old records did to us as we were growing up and falling in love with music and albums, you know. And so Sully, I think, did a great, fantastic job. I can't say enough about the way the record just flows and moves through it. And to me, it's like a love letter to our whole career.
Right.
You know, he implemented all of the different aspects of how we evolved over 3.5 years after releasing a record and then writing another record. And so I feel like Lighting Up the Sky is our best record, and everybody says it, you know, their last record, oh, it's our best work, right?
Right. You can certainly see and feel the emotion in his lyrics for sure. Who are some of your main influences?
Well, you know, as a drummer, it was Neil Peart and John Bonham, and those were the two. And Zeppelin too. I listened to that one time and said, I'm going to be a drummer.
Right.
It wasn't, you know, bass, guitar, vocals anymore. It was drums, and John Bonham spoke to me, and I said, I got to do that.
That was it.
And then my focus was there forever and has not stopped.
So let's switch gears a little bit. So for those that don't know, Godsmack, you know, they established the Scars Foundation. Tell me a little bit about the foundation and how it got started.
Well, it started with the song Under Your Scars, theme of having scars, mental or physical, and hiding them.
Yeah.
And keeping it all inside. That theme came up. And so Sully came with the idea that, you know, it's the little imperfections that make us perfect, our scars. Show your scars, you know, talk about these things, because it's the silent killer. People hold all this in. Next thing you know, Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
And no one understood around him. Everybody thought he's happy. Well, guess what? He was holding it all in until he couldn't take it anymore, you know?
Yep.
And so it was Sully's idea, and he came to us and said, hey, and, you know, at the time, Scars, the song, had done really well.
Right.
And we had crap loads of streams and views and all this stuff. And so he came to us, he had the idea, and I had gone, like I mentioned earlier, to rehab. And I met this woman in rehab named Naomi, and you know, she was instrumental in helping me through Music Cares, which is another foundation that helps, you know, people with addictions and problems. She was very, very close to me at the initial getting me into rehab and all this, and realizing, you know, that therapy does indeed work. You know, I was like most guys, you know, I'm like, don't need to see a head shrinker, you know, I'm an alcoholic or whatever, I guess. So anyway, she became, and this is after I'd already gotten out. By the time Legends and Scars happened, I'd been sober for a few years, and I hadn't seen Naomi.
Wow.
And then Sully had called and said, yeah, we found the person to run our foundation. Her name is Naomi. And I'm like, what?
You know
Naomi,
this person.
oh my God. And she's such a high-class human. She's just a great person and does a fantastic job.
Well, there you have it. Lighten Up the Sky. It's out there. Get yourself a copy. Be sure to catch these guys on tour at a venue near you.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
Truth is the new single.
Yes.
It is a power ballad, but it's real. And so if you want to see us continue to tour throughout the year, what helps us is radio. And it's not begging for money or anything. Just call your stations, because radio's going away. It seems like everything's streaming and everything now. But people still drive to work and hear a song on the radio. And so if you want to help us out, call and request Truth.
Truth, guys. Call, request it. Shannon, thanks again for taking the time, man. We really appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. Godsmack continues to rock the world with their endless hits, giving the fans what they want. I'm Vince Ciurca, your man on the music scene for Tampa Bay Music News. Remember, support live music, keep on rocking, and we'll catch you next time.